Well, it's great to have you back. Mr. Mac, this is actually my first video I have made, oh my gosh, since June. We'll put out here a rock, paper, scissors workout with Mr. Mac, and then we have some juggling this week that I want you to take a shot of too. So it's good to have you here, good to see you. Hope to see many of you as you go to the week, and we'll see you. It's time for another installment. It's time for another installment. It's time for another installment. It's time for another installment of Mr. Mac at Home P.E. Mr. Mac at Home P.E. of Mr. Mac at Home P.E. Oh, yeah. Are you ready? Time. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Try to work and teach you how to work on juggling. I know. I know it's gonna hang out this one. Alright, so stage one or step one is to get used to having your hands catching a certain way. So you want to catch down, catch down, catch down, like a lion. Catch down. So you want to throw to one hand and then throw to the other hand. Once you've got that down, you feel comfortable with catching. You take it and go from one side to the other. One side to the other. One side to the other. Creates this, what we call figure 8 or X pattern. Okay. Should do that about 10 times, making sure that you can grab it with each hand. That's step one. Step two, when you have to, make sure that you can grab each one at a time, separately. And try to do two at the same time. Big juggling. Once you got that down, then you're going to need to want them to separate. First thing you probably want to do is do it two at the same time, separating and getting them in separate hands. When I say separate, I mean actually one and the other. So this is just getting ready for that. And then you want one up, and grab, right, grab. The first one you throw is the first one you grab. Right, left, grab, grab. is a little trickier spot, and it'll take a little bit of time getting used to that. Okay. Step 3 is still having 2, but no longer using 2 hands. This is where it gets tough for the little guys. If you're a kindergartner or first grader, you might be spending your whole time doing this for a while. Even maybe second grade. This is where it gets interesting. Now when you get to this part, you want to take your hand, you want to use a pincher or a peace sign pincher and grab one. The other one goes underneath. Okay? And this should be done with your favorite hand. And you should try to get one up and then swing around underneath and get the other. Just like this. Bags are really good for this because you can see that they're very light and they stay up pretty well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess this is kind of tough, but it's fun to try. And then the same thing in the other hand. One up and then the other. When you're using your non-dominant hand, this is where things are a little trickier. But to get into the real juggling, you have to be able to have each hand able to do things separate feet. Throw, catch. Last step is the actual juggling. I call this the 3rd step because it actually involves a lot of 3s. It involves 3 bags, 3 separate throws, and 3 catches. You want to again have that separation. But now you don't throw 1 and 1. You go right, left, right, right, left, right. Okay, and you just want to do 3. Right, left, right. Some of you might find you only do 2. Right, left, and then you stop. Right, left, and then you stop. Well, that's okay, but we want that last hand thrown up too. Okay, everybody go. And then hopefully you'll get to the point where you suddenly realize that you don't have to stop at 3. That you can just simply keep going. Now what you don't want to do is what we call circle rounds or hand rounds. So they have a child that has these in their hand, and what they suddenly do, kids do, is they'll throw one up and then they'll put it underneath. And they think they're juggling like crazy. Well, it's a pattern of juggling, but it's not really juggling in 3. As you can see, this one never leaves my hand. There's 1, left. And in reality, it's a lot like what you were doing with one hand. Well, the other hand just kind of hangs out and puts it underneath. Right, left, right. And if you practice enough, you'll get to the point. The bag juggling is pretty easy. And then we'll get into beanbag juggling. Good job on bag juggling today.